Hello, my name is Silvia Diaz and I would like to present my Aicole project for which I have chosen the topic of energy, include in the syllabus of the technology and digitalization subject of third grade. In the two planet lessons, will we carry out different activities that will increase in difficulty, taking into account some of the pillars of the Aicole methodology, such as Bloom taxonomy. In this case, the lower levels, which correspond to the LOTS, lower order thinking skills, will be applied to the first session, while the HOTS, high order thinking skills, will be applied in the second session, especially those related to the concept evaluate and create. The same happens with the language triptych, which will be applied as we go through the lessons. At first, we will work on the language of learning, focus on the vocabulary the students already know and the one they will be acquiring. We'll also make use of the language for learning necessary to work on the exercises in which they have to interact with their classmates and develop some ideas based on keywords. In the last session, we'll deal with language through learning, which is necessary to encourage their discussions on the first activities and their oral presentation of their final projects. Calls for Cs will be applied in each of the exercises, and communication and culture will be deeper developed in the second session. Throughout this process, will we use an academic language, CALP, Cognitive Academic Language Proficiency, inside an enriched and armed context, with the use of the so-called scaffolding, which will be applied in the different exercises. For the presentation of the materials and the proposed activities, we have used Padlet, a space where students have access to the activities and are able to use the resources and scaffolding for their learning, as well as know about different platforms to create their own mind maps and infographics. Now, there are some examples of the activities to be carried out. In each slide, we will see the concepts that are applied to achieve the objective. One of these exercises is the gap fill. That is a practice exercise in which learners have to replay words missing from a text. In this case, we want to apply another concept we learned in class, comprehensible input, by providing a context to a work that might be unfamiliar to most students, but if we include it in the sentence, will be easily understood. The main activity of the first session is the creation of a mind map on renewable and non-renewable energies, making use of ICTs and co-working. In the second session, as well as doing activities to remind students to knowledge learned in the previous session, we will do a listening activity, after which they will have to answer a series of short questions. The final activity will consist of looking up information, applying the knowledge learned and creating an infographic to support a group oral presentation. Finally, the assessment of the different activities will be reflected in the lesson plan section within a document in which an example of a rubric as an evaluation instrument is presented. Thank you for your attention.